Community connections, CKMS, local sounds, thoughts, passions, and success. Celebrate local, your neighbor's got a story to tell. Community connections, CKMS.
Happy Friday, Waterloo Region. It is the 6th of December, 2024. You're listening to CKMS Community Connections. My name is Bob Jonkman. On the phone with me is Margaret Walker from St. Columba Anglican Church, where they are holding a vigil tonight at 5:30. Margaret, welcome back to CKMS Community Connections.
Wonderful to speak to you again, Bob.
So tell me, you have a vigil happening tonight at 5:30. What is the vigil in remembrance of?
Well, today is the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women, and it reminds us of 35 years ago when 14 young women were murdered at the École Polytechnique de Montréal in an act of misogyny. They were separated out from their fellow students by a man and shot.
The reaction at the time wasn't particularly favorable in the media. The media did not really address this as an act of misogyny. From what I understand is that the media was making excuses for this poor man had mental illness issues, but it wasn't actually addressed as an act of misogyny, an act of femicide, until many years later.
That's correct. I mean, it's taken a number of violent incidents across our country to bring us to a point where we realize really what this event was all about, and as you say, stop making excuses for behavior.
Mm-hmm. I understand that there are vigils taking place across the country today. There's
yes. And many of our engineering universities or universities with engineering programs will have a vigil. Many women's groups will have vigils. We've had several across even our region today.
Right. And you're having one today at St. Columba Anglican Church.
Yes, it's a very convenient location for us and provides us with the right sort of space for us to gather. 5:30 allows us to gather at a time that is convenient for a lot of people, perhaps on their way home from work, before we get into the dinner hour. It's relatively short, about 3/4 of an hour, so it allows people to get on with their day, but also to take the time to remember the violence, but also to commit to taking some action. It's not just a day to remember, but it is also a day to take action.
Yeah. The day is drawing to a close. What sort of action should people be taking to stop this from happening?
Some of it is as simple as speaking out. When one sees or hears misogynistic actions or jokes that may be thought to be funny, is to speak out and say, no, that's not appropriate. This is a very simple action, but one action that if we just tell other people that their behavior is inappropriate, can start to make a change.
I suppose it's always useful to lobby the politicians as well. I understand that there's a new act going through Parliament right now to further restrict automatic weapons, which is meeting, unfortunately, with a fair bit of resistance from some people in the House of Commons. Is this the sort of action that is helpful in stopping violence against women?
This is again another action. I mean, we can each individually write to our members of Parliament and tell them what we think, that there needs to be some more control on weapons of this sort. Mm-hmm. Recognizing that there may be reasons why people like farmers do need some kind of weapon, but most of the rest of people don't.
Yeah. I think a lot of the weapons that are being outlawed are the semi-automatic and automatic weapons. A lot of them have been going by different names, a loophole that allows people to still acquire weapons that were previously banned. And I think this latest law is restricting those weapons by a different name as well. So that would probably go a long way towards stopping the actual acts of violence. But it needs more than that, doesn't it? We need to change the mindset of people.
It is a change of mindset, which is why I get back to being willing to speak out when we hear something wrong, whether it's in a community group, in our families. That's an important place to speak out, and not always the easiest.
No.
To tell a family member that their words are inappropriate. So those are different ways that we can act. And as I say, I agree, they're not always the easiest, but being able to speak out and to teach our young people in particular that this is not acceptable.
Yeah.
And there's also a big issue of mental health, and I mean we do have to recognize that mental health doesn't have an action part to play in this. Having enough mental health supports out in the community is also important.
Mm-hmm. I've been coming across a fair number of people that had some direct involvement, either taking engineering or having been to École Polytechnique. You've got some background there too, don't you?
I studied engineering in Montreal. I graduated just a few years before this. And I also was in university studying engineering with my then boyfriend and then husband. So to hear this and to think that this could have been me,
yeah,
and that my boyfriend would have been separated from me and that I could have lost my life is one of the reasons why I think I keep involved in this and trying to keep this in people's awareness, keep the whole issue in people's awareness, because it is so close to my heart.
Yeah. It's a sad thing that even after all this time, I do remember the name of the perpetrator, but the names of the women who were shot and killed continually escape me. Happily, I see that there are many postings on the internet, for example, that do give the names of the women. Do you have them handy that you can remind us of the people who were killed?
I do have them handy, so I can read them out. There's Genevieve Bergeron, who was 21 and studying engineering. Alain Grosjean, who's 23, also an engineering student. Natalie Croteau, who is 21, another student. Barbara Dagenot, 22, who is a student and a teaching assistant. Anne-Marie Edward, 21, an engineering student and a member of the university's Alpine ski team. Maud Havernack, who is 29, a little older, another engineering student. Then Barbara Klucznik-Wujicic, who was actually a nursing sciences student at the university. There was Maurice Lagenière, who was a budget clerk. Maryse Leclerc, who was another engineering student. Anne-Marie Lemay at 27, another engineering student. Sonia Pelletier, who was 28. Michel Richard, who was 21. Annie Saint-Arnaud, who was 23. And Annie Turcott, who was 21. And these last ones were all engineering students.
Yeah.
So we've lost an incredible amount of talent.
And also young.
And also young. I mean, yes. This is sad. I mean, also to remember there was the 10 people who were also injured and who carry the scar of the day with them.
I can't imagine the post-traumatic stress that would have caused for someone who had been there, who had witnessed the shooting, who has injured themselves. That is a terrible burden to carry.
Yeah, it is, and I'm sure they're carrying it to this day. I mean, almost the guilt of survivorship can be a huge issue for some of these people.
Yeah. So it's vigil today, taking place at St. Columba. How do we get to St. Columba Church?
Well, Well, you can drive. St. Columba is on Lincoln Road, just off University near the Expressway. There is also the 29 bus stops on the edge of that piece of property on Lincoln Road. And for a short walk, there is the 202 express bus that's on University. And I say there is parking. There is a parking lot at the church and parking on some of the streets around. Although I would not recommend parking on Lincoln. They don't like people parking on that road.
The vigil is sponsored by CFUW. That's formerly known as the Canadian Federation of University Women.
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of background on the sponsoring organization?
So our organization has been around since 1919, and locally we've been around since 1922. We're a wonderful group of about 200 women locally of all sorts of disciplines and ages. And we like to get together and have fun, but we're also working on promoting human rights and the advancement of girls and women. We have a large number of scholarships that we support, primarily or funded by our book sale. We run probably the region's largest book sale, which has the advantage of giving books another rotation through life before they end up landfill, but that does provide us with a fair amount of our scholarship money, and we're currently handing out about more than $65,000 in scholarships every year.
That's a terrific thing to do, to continue to get people education that they might not otherwise be able to afford.
Yeah, and this is hugely important to us, is to allow other people, women but other people as well, to get an education so they can move forward.
Right.
The other thing that we focus on is advocacy. So currently we're focusing on the effects of the fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, housing and homelessness, the environment, and aging and long-term care. So these are all areas that we're currently focusing on to make life better for those in our community and those across the country.
Right. But tonight, the focus is on the vigil and the women from École Polytechnique.
Yes, it is.
All right.
We do have a couple of students from the Wilfrid Laurier music students who are going to be providing some musical accompaniment for us. And speaking is going to be Sarah Castleman from the Sexual Assault Support Center of Waterloo Region. She is an excellent speaker who always brings us fascinating information and first-hand information on what's happening locally in this subject.
All right. Hope you get a good turnout. I'm going to be coming by myself, so I'll see you later this evening.
Well, I look forward. Everyone is welcome to come and join us, and we look forward to seeing you, Bob, at the event.
Yeah. Margaret Walker from the Canadian Federation of CFUW, KW, is holding a vigil tonight at St. Columba Anglican Church, 250 Lincoln Road, 5:30 p.m. tonight. Margaret, thank you very much for joining me here on CKMS Community Connections, and I'll see you tonight.
Thank you, Bob.
I'm going to be playing a little bit of music. Local musician David Ward, who will be in the studio with us next week, Monday. This is his song called Carried Away.
But you're a star and I'm just a regular man, and I can see you dancing in my mind, like a big screen star in a movie from another time. I trip over my big ego and I stumble on the words you say. Oh, I love you so bad, sometimes I get carried away. And I will always shelter you when you got nowhere left to go. when outside influences get under your skin, and everything you built up is tumbling in, and I can see you dancing in my mind, like a big screen star in a movie from another time. I trip over my big ego and I stumble on the words you say. Why love you so bad sometimes I get carried away. I get carried away. Carried away. Save my life and I'm on to another town. I tried to tell you but you wouldn't understand. I'm a traveling man. Oh baby, I'd be walking the street at night, trying to fumble through the weekdays of my regular life. I don't think I can wait any longer. I'm a traveling man. I got lots of money but I'm losing my way. I was hoping this time she would ask me to stay. Sometimes when I go out, I got nothing to say. Sometimes I feel like everything is miles away. You always come with a perfect quiz, packing punches full of diamonds and bitterness, tiny daggers sinking into the mountain mass, leading me on. I fell in love in a hotel room, like a gypsy, like a traveling fool. 7 years in a one-night stand. I'm a traveling man. I got lots of money, but I'm losing my way. I was hoping this time she would ask me to stay. Sometimes when I go out, I got nothing to say. Sometimes I feel like everything is miles away. Watch me walk away. I'll be gone in the morning when the sun is up. I'm a road where the blue light is shining on me, the northern sky. Watch me walk away. You never acted like you wanted me to stay. Whoa, watch me walk away. Under the light of the moon, we can fade away. Sometimes I try to remember you. Holy nights and holy solitude. You never acted like you wanted me to stay. Under the light of the moon, we can fade away.
That's David Ward, Traveling Man, before that Carried Away. David is coming to join us on CKMS Community Connections, I think this coming Monday on, what is that, December the 9th? Something in that neighborhood there. So we'll have a listen to David then. He'll be performing live in the studio. A few weeks ago, we had Nathan Bonnison in the studio with us. Here's this tune called First World Living.
The This first world living, well, it sure ain't cheap. They tax you when you're sleeping, they tax you when you eat. Every dollar that you're making, every dollar that you spend, they'll keep taxing us till the very end. This first world living, it sure ain't cheap. The price of freedom is getting steep. That first world living, oh, it sure tastes sweet. But they tax the shoes you're wearing and the earth beneath your feet. Every dollar that you're saving, every breath that you breathe, they will find a way to tax every single thing we need. They tax the dreams we're living and the sights we need to see. We're taxed for being born, and if we wish to rest in peace. This first world living came at a cost so steep. The lives that it's ruined makes it all feel so cheap. You see, in this first world living, I found that the best things in life are free. Just listen to the song of nature while resting in the shade of the trees. The people that surround and love you unconditionally, helping one another is absolutely free. This first world living, it sure ain't cheap. The price of freedom is getting steep. This first world living came at a cost so steep. The lives that it's ruined makes it all feel so cheap. It all feels so cheap. This first world living came at a cost so steep.
Nathan Bonison fading out into the background. That was Ballad of the Dead. And before that, we heard First World Living. Nathan Bonison was in the studio a few weeks ago. And if you have music that you would like to get played on the radio, let me know at office@radiowaterloo.ca. If you're local to the area, Waterloo region, Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, or any of the 5 townships, then you stand a chance of getting on the radio and coming into the studio for a live on-air in-studio performance. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have Carla Muller from Elmira, or at least Woolwich Township, who has done a number of Christmas songs. Her new album is called Snow Came Falling. This is Silent Night. Silent Night by Carla Muller.
All is bright. There's a stillness on this town, and all who come to worship search for peace and comfort now. The sidewalks cold and dark, no footprints in the snow. The answers no one has, and no one knows. But I can hear the bells heralding the dawn. I still believe in Christmas, in a world where all seems wrong. And I imagine angels all in their tinsel crowns, sending us their comfort in the snow that's drifting down, sending us their comfort in the snow that's drifting down. No words if I take this emptiness away. No reason I can think of left to pray. But hope is not a reason, and faith not born of fear. The earth in silent stillness is still here. And I can hear the bells heralding the dawn. I still believe in Christmas, in a world where all seems wrong. And I imagine angels all in their tinsel crowns, sending us their comfort in the snow that's drifting down, sending us their comfort in the snow that's drifting down.
That was more Carla Muller. I Can Hear the Bells, a single that she released last year. Carla Muller will be joining us on the 23rd of December for our Christmas show. So she'll be in the studio playing some music for us, singing some songs, hopefully of a Christmas nature. Let's carry on with a couple of more tunes from local musicians. This is a group called Lo-Fi Mind, which I have not previously heard. This is a song or a tune called Something the Cat Dragged In. A bit of a change of pace, I think.
Now you're nothing like you used to be, and I'm running from your negativity. So maybe I'll
Matter of Time by Lo-Fi Mind. Not sure where they're from. Marked as KW content though, which means that they're someplace in Waterloo region. If you're listening, give us a shout at office@radiowaterloo.ca. Let us know if you've got any more music to stick in our library, and invite yourself to a live on-air in-studio performance on CKMS Community Connections. My name is Bob Jonkman, playing a little bit of KW content music for the afternoon before we all go off to the vigil for the National Day of Remembrance against violence against women, taking place at 5:30 at St. Columba Church this evening. Before we go there, I'm going to play a bit more music. This is a song called Spaces by a band called Pigeon Party, also from the Kitchener-Waterloo area. Pigeon Party with Spaces. I'm going to play a little bit of Amanda Bram. We've played on the show before, I think. She's from Waterloo region as well. Hope to have her in the studio at some point too. This is a song called Deep Sea Corals.
Sometimes I wanna tell her about the evening when I left my lucky necklace in her backyard. So I jumped the fence, 'cause she wasn't home to get it. She's my coral, and I'm living in a ecosystem, swimming with the current, swept in by the undertow. Then I met her 10,000 feet below. I'm counting all my blessings, Thank God they abandoned the asylum. We'd be patients in the loony bin, and meeting her was worth way more than $1. And every day I'm loosening the collar to make up for the self-restraint that tames my motivation. In every way, she's the eldest daughter, wearing independence like a badge of honor. In a second, I would take it. I'm her petty thief. She's my coral, and I'm living in a ecosystem, swimming with the current, swept in by the undertow. Then I met her 10,000 feet below.
Amanda Bram playing for us Deep Sea Corals. You've been listening to CKMS Community Connections, CKMS FM Radio Waterloo. Just want to remind you about the vigil happening tonight for the National Day of Remembrance and Action on violence against women. It's the 35th anniversary of the tragic day in 1989 when 14 women were killed at the École Polytechnique. Go to St. Columba Anglican Church this evening at 5:30, 250 Lincoln Road in Waterloo. You can get there by Grant River Transit, bus 29 at the Lincoln and Mayfield stop. Everyone is welcome. There'll be some music there. We'll have a few small snacks. I'll be there to remember the 14 women who were killed. You've been listening to CKMS Community Connections. My name is Bob Jonkman. CKMS Community Connections is a production of Radio Waterloo. It's sponsored by Radio Waterloo. Executive producer is Jennifer Strong. Associate producer is Jeff Stager. CKMS Community Connections is heard every weekday, or not every weekday, every Monday at 11 o'clock and alternate Fridays at 3 p.m. See you again on Monday.